show is all about instilling public debate. And one of the issues that has not been discussed is the fact that Canada is losing out in both economic treaties and security treaties. We used to be a stalwart of the United States, Britain, Australia, no longer. Well, it's not discussed. But David Mulroney is a former Canadian ambassador to China and a fellow at the Munk School of Public Policy. He joins me right now because we are going to discuss it. There's something called, it used to be the Five Eyes, it's now called Quad. What is Quad?
The Quad is a security grouping that includes the United States, Japan, India, and Australia.
And we're not there.
We're not there. There's another security grouping called, if I pronounce it correctly, AUKUS, Australia, UK, and US, and we are not there either. And just last week, President Biden and the US government announced the creation of an Indo-Pacific economic framework that includes Australia, Japan, countries in Southeast Asia, India, and guess who isn't part of it? Canada. So something's happening here.
Well, we used to be a stalwart of that throughout the world. One person I read about said, we are no longer viewed as reliable because of our prime minister. What do you say to that?
You get invited to things like this not because you're likable or the socks you wear, it's because you bring something to the table. And we are no longer seen as bringing things to the table. We're not investing in our defense assets. The Navy in the Pacific is de rigueur, and we haven't invested in our Navy.
I think we have one rusty sub there, maybe, I don't know.
Nor have we invested in the ideas. Canadians aren't bringing the ideas to the table. We've got an idea for making everything a progressive agreement. We annoyed countries in the Pacific and Asia Pacific when we held up negotiations at the last minute to wedge in our progressive demands. But we're seen now as people who play to the headlines, who dabble, dilettantes, but not the serious Canadians of old. And that's why we're being excluded. And what's really important is, for years the government's rhetoric has been the future is Asia Pacific. And we're sitting on the sidelines, and we're not having a national debate about this. Is this intentional, or is it because of a lack of attention, passivity?
Well, which is exactly how I started this, because very few people know that Canada is just being shunted aside in world affairs that count, such as security and economic growth.
There will be a crisis in a couple of years when people say, well, we're on the sidelines, we're not part of this. It's happening now. It's not too late to arrest this,
right.
But it would take a real commitment from the Canadian government to invest in our Navy, to invest in diplomatic representation in the Asia-Pacific region, to do more in terms of trade promotion. We're trying to negotiate a free trade agreement with ASEAN, the Association of Southeast Asian Countries, but much more than that. We're starting from way back in the pack. Not too late, but getting late.
Well, thank you for your optimism, and thanks for the warning on that, David. David Mulroney, thank you very, very much. And I'll just put my name on it. It's too much woke business in Ottawa. Every day, Justin Trudeau tells you, I am making life more affordable for Canadians. And if you believe that, don't watch the station. But if you think that's baloney, as I do, that's a lie, then keep watching for non-biased, non-Prime Minister's Office funded news analysis. To keep us on the air, please donate. PayPal or send a check. 303 Bay Street in Toronto. We'll get it. We need the money.